Hi again, so I'm going to do another video, and this one is one that I feel is really important, but maybe not really done very often because it might be hard for some people to talk about. But I really want to talk about things that people have said to me because I have one hand, and it won't just be people that have one hand, it's literally everyone. So basically, there's one thing that comes to my mind whenever I think about things that people have said to me. And first of all, whenever you think of somebody saying something to someone with a disability, you assume it's going to be children or somebody that's really rude or somebody, I don't know. But the one that sticks out in my mind happened when I was about really young. And the fact that it was so young and it really sticks in my mind is just shows how much it actually affected me. Whenever I was walking through the park with my mum, like a proper little child, we bumped into a man from church, and he came up to my mum and was talking away about things, whatever they do, and then looked at me and was like, "Aw, can I hold your hand? Can I see your hand?" So I was like a child, so I was going to be like, adults ask me to do something, I'm going to do it. So then I was like, yeah, okay, there you go. And then he rubbed it and he's like, "It's so soft. Oh, bless, it's so soft. Oh, look at it." Sitting pure holding my hand, examining it and things. And it's part of my body, so first of all, you feel a bit uncomfortable. You just feel, I felt so uncomfortable with somebody asking, can they touch it? And this is something that happens so often. People ask, can they touch it? And I don't know, I don't think there's a lot of like evil intent. I don't think people mean to be hurtful or anything, to do anything bad. But there's just a real rudeness about asking, can you touch something? Especially something that you'll know that that person will be so self-conscious about. I can't fathom how that would be something that you would do. There's another situation where somebody who was supposed to be my friend wasn't just a stranger or someone I didn't know or a rude person. This is somebody that was supposed to be my friend. They actually, it's a wee bit funny now because I can take things in good humour. I don't care. But back then, as a really self-conscious, developing teenage girl, I went home and I cried. I cried and cried, like feeling so disgusting. And I was standing at the bus stop, and I can't remember why we were talking about my hand, but she got my hand, and like she held it, she pulled it over to her face, and she went to play it like a trumpet. A trumpet. I don't see the need to do something like that. Maybe I have more of a sensitivity to things because, I don't know, that's not even, no. If somebody's self-conscious of something, you'll know they're self-conscious of it. They'll probably have it up their sleeve. If it's their hand, they'll be having it up their sleeve, they'll have it in their pocket. You don't go and grab it, and you don't put it in your mouth and play like a trumpet. You don't make fun of it. You just don't. I can make jokes about myself, and I do it all the time. And you're allowed to laugh at those jokes if you find them funny. If you don't laugh. But I could even take it now if somebody did something to me now, but just as a child growing up, people do things and it's not because they mean to. Maybe she did. I mean, but with kids growing up, you don't really notice any comments. I can't remember any sort of comments from being in primary school, in nursery school. I don't remember anybody ever saying anything to me until it kind of got to late primary school, and I noticed some differences, like some things in sport I couldn't do whenever I played the recorder in school. Like, I still managed to do it. I'm a trooper. So if you give me something to do, I will try my best to do it. I will not say, oh, I have one hand, I can't do this. I will do my best. So I found a right-handed recorder or something and I tried it. But that's what drew the difference to me. That's whenever I realised, shit, I'm going to have to do some things differently here. And most of the time you don't realise it, because if you're born with something, you develop and you grow up and you know how to do those things. Just naturally, you just naturally develop a way of doing things. You don't sit in every single unique individual task think, how am I going to do this? I'm going to have to practice this. I'm going to have to... It's not like that. You just kind of do something and you do it differently, but you don't even realise that you're doing it differently until somebody points it out to you and you're like, sorry. But that's when I first started noticing it's getting different. I'm reluctant to say this because I'm going to say it. I'm not going to say the position that this person was in. I'm not going to name names, places, anything. But there was a sport I wanted to do. Hockey. So the person that was in charge of the hockey basically kept me on the lower team whenever I was like 11, 12-ish. Kept me on the low team. And I noticed that I was doing a lot of work and I was doing a lot of things that everybody else was doing in the good team. Only I was being kept on the team that just didn't care. They didn't want to do the hockey. They just didn't care. And so my mum rang up and she was like, what's wrong here? Because I was really upset. I didn't like the way I like to do well and things. I didn't like it. So mummy rang up to the person and says, look, my daughter has a problem about the fact that she's not getting anywhere. How can she get there? And the reply that she got was, wait, I really need to make this theatrical. So this is my phone. The comment that she got was, did you know that your daughter has one hand? This is a person in position of power talking to my mother. And I actually have no memory of this. I don't know if nobody told me in case it hurt my feelings. But I only found this out like a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, about this happening. And I'm fuming. I see this person every now and again, and I actually feel sick to my stomach that this person is still in this... Anytime I see her, it's like right up and down. You just, I suppose, have to deal with things like this, and I take it in my stride. I really do not care anymore. I've got to a point where people make so many comments. Sometimes the comments make me want to cry, and I will come home crying. And I will cry my eyes out. It'd be completely lying if I say, oh yeah, I have one hand, but I've developed into this really strong person that can deal with anything. Because I'm not. Things knock me off my feet, and I'll be really, really upset. And like, I'll cry. But you just get over things. Even when you have bad days, people don't realise you maybe been through more that morning when you couldn't button your shirt. Or when you fell on the bus and embarrassed yourself and nobody realised you have a disability, so they laugh as if you're just somebody that fell, and they don't realise there's just a way to kind of condition yourself. There's no easy route. You just have to sometimes, I don't know, whatever way it is that you vent your things. Like, I personally, I go down to my boyfriend's house, or I go out with my friends, and then I'll sit and tell them about all the things that people said about me that day or that week. It's not really a daily thing, but all the things people said about me or the problems that I had, and they'll be really supportive, not in a sympathetic way, but in an empathetic way. They can sort of like, they make me feel so normalised. People forget that I have a disability sometimes, and it's a good thing and a bad thing, because they don't realise, like, even today, whenever someone goes to me, can you give us a hand? And it's like a funny thing. I make a joke out of it. I'll say, I've only got one left, so can you give me it back? But it just reminds you I'm different. And there's nothing wrong with being different. I love being different. I'm not, like, I was upset there, but I love being different. I love being able to talk about something that nobody else can. I love that whenever I meet someone new, although it's an awkward thing whenever they first realise, but whenever I meet someone new, I have something that I can talk about that's like a proud thing. Like, yeah, I have one hand, I might cry sometimes, but I got gold medals in gymnastics, and I have more work experience than most people my age, and I did well in my exams. I know it's got nothing to do with your hand, but Hands got something to do with your emotional, mental well-being.